don't try to stop me. If I can't protect her, and her father can't protect her, and the law can't protect her, then I am going to where they make the law. Most parents think made-for-TV movies are low budget, whatevers. But this 1993 NBC made-for-TV movie tackles something terrifying and real. A stalker the law couldn't stop, and a mother who refused to stay helpless. I've watched A Moment of Truth Stalking Back countless times since I was a kid. And by the end of this episode, you'll understand why this family-friendly thriller is more urgent for parents today than it was 30 years ago. Plus, I'll share my take on the biggest debate. Did the dad do enough? We're covering why this mild thriller works for the whole family, what makes the Anello family's story so gripping, and where you can watch it for free. Welcome to Wholesome TV Picks, the only podcast where every recommendation comes from 35 plus years of watching wholesome TV your family can actually trust. If you want clean, uplifting content for family movie night without the 45 minutes of scrolling through Netflix, I'm here to help. So let's get into it. Here are the 3 reasons why this movie will work for your family. There's real-world relevance because it's based on the real-life story of 14-year-old Linda Anello of St. Petersburg, Florida, being stalked by 24-year-old Curtis Harper, the real guy's name was Bruce Rains, with countless notes, letters, gifts, alongside following her, and so much more. This family movie is quality far above what passes for TV nowadays. It focuses on the terror a stalker does to the whole family. It also conveys family empowerment by showing how one determined mother can make a difference. Even when the mom, Linda Anello, faces an unsupportive legislator whom she's asking to support new legislation for stalking, he tells her, with all due respect, the state has bigger problems to focus on. Linda replies, yes, I know. Every cause, every problem, every other crisis is more important than my daughter. When Linda calls the police to complain, the police ask, has he had any physical contact with your daughter since this business started? She replies, no. But he writes her all these notes and cards, all very amorous. He hangs around her school. He calls us up all the time. We haven't had a good night's sleep in weeks. Mrs. Anello, unless he's actually hurt, attacked, or endangered your daughter in some way, we have no grounds for arrest. State law doesn't allow us to go around harassing our citizens. But he can harass us night and day. That's legal. You see the depth of agony Larissa goes through when, at the peak of harassment, she begins losing her friends. After school one day, he asks her friends, Jill and Katie, are you going to the party after the game on Friday? Jill reluctantly says, I'm not sure. Well, my mom can drive us. Katie, the whole point of turning 16 is that your parents don't have to take you everywhere anymore. Besides, Larissa, what? Come on, just tell me. Jill says, Larissa, my mom says I can't do anything with you after dark anymore. Katie, it's just wherever you go, Kurt goes. Jill, who knows what he'll do next? I'm really sorry, Larissa. Larissa, no, I absolutely understand. I really do. Katie, I don't know how you've put up with it. If it were me, I'd have gone into total meltdown months ago. Larissa, what else can I do? I can't just let him control my life, control my thoughts, control. Another gripping made-for-TV movie, Amber's Story, about another mom who didn't let her daughter's death be in vain, and with her powerful story of persistence, birthed the Amber Alert system, which protects thousands of children today. You can go back and check out episode 14 for more on that. In the middle of the night, Larissa is awoken after a horrific nightmare of Kurt trying to get her, and she's trying to escape from her window, clawing at the blinds and hyperventilating. Her mom runs in, takes her to the bed, and holds her, whispering, shh, it's okay, it's only a nightmare, as her daughter is in fear, with tears rolling down her eyes and hyperventilating. Afterwards, Linda solemnly sits on her bed and in a cracked voice tells her husband, Nelson, She throws up every morning before school. She has nightmares every night. He's not just lurking outside anymore. He's gotten way deep inside her mind, and there's no way I can protect her from that. God, it's been going on so long, and it's just getting worse. And then, I can't help it, Nelson. I'm really starting to think some weird thoughts. I've been thinking that maybe it wouldn't be so bad going to prison if I could just make it safe for her. If I could just get rid of him forever. Why is this 30-year-old movie more urgent today? This movie is more urgent today than it was in 1993. Because of the internet and social media, stalking has exploded beyond what this family endured. We mainly hear about celebrities who have stalkers and don't think twice about it, like CSI Miami and All My Children star Eva LaRue, who went through a horrific 12-year ordeal, and the infamous Rebecca Schaefer, who was killed by her stalker. But it happens to everyday people. There's even a Rescue 911 episode about a woman who had a stalker for 8 years by a former high school classmate. That's why every parent needs to watch this movie and talk about it with their teens. Additionally, one of the biggest online debates I found about this movie is, did the dad do enough? I think he showed powerful restraint. In one scene, all the stress that Nelson and Linda are going through comes to a head in an argument, and Nelson reacts to Linda's rant about him not doing enough by saying, "You really think I don't want to go beat the crud out of this guy? If he's not stepping outside the law, I'm the one who could end up in jail, and he'd still be out there. What if he decides to get back at me by going after Larissa? Huh? Who'll be there to watch out for her? I have to think about that possibility, too." Personally, I think he did the best he could within the law. What do you think? How would you respond to this kind of situation? Moment of Truth, Stalking Back is a one-of-a-kind film that shows you one person can make a difference, makes you more aware of your surroundings and the people in your kids' lives, and is a great discussion starter for teaching teens to recognize inappropriate attention, especially for girls. My daughter asked, "Why do guys do this?" And we've had some interesting conversations about this topic and other topics that branch off of this one topic. It's available for free on YouTube, and you'll find the link in the show notes. Join me next week for my first interview with a fellow mom and fan of a classic pioneer show that is a staple for many families. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, your values matter and your TV should too. Take care and catch you next week.